back, everybody. This is the Evil Clown here for another Throwback Thursday. As you see on the screen here, we have another episode, episode 4 or 5. Yeah, 4 I think we're up to now, of Throwback Thursday. And this is 1985. We traveled back in time from the future again to a time when the Japanese were invading the console market here in the U.S. and they pretty much made a super save of gaming as we know it today. In 1983, the pretty much American gaming industry came to a crashing halt, and by 1985 it was almost dead until the Japanese came in with their Nintendo Entertainment Center system, and one of the very first titles we saw was Super Mario Brothers here. I remember unwrapping my nephew's gift and plugging it up to the TV on Christmas Eve 1985 and playing this all into the morning, wee hours of the morning, while my sister and my future brother-in-law were then wrapping gifts and putting bikes together and all those things for my nephews. Me, on the other hand, I was having a good time enjoying this new Christmas morning toy, and I had to, of course, wrap it all back up and get it ready for them for the morning. But yeah, we played this a lot until we probably destroyed, literally, turned the controllers into dust just from all of our button mashing. So I hope you enjoy. This is not the game I'm actually talking about, but this series right here, which came out with the NES console that Christmas, led to the game we're actually going to talk about during this episode. So I do hope you enjoy. Here we go. And we're back at the beginning, almost a year later, of the Nintendo Entertainment System releasing here in America with The Legend of Zelda. Many years ago, this prince stole the power of the Triforce, and we are the ones to get it back. We're basically here to help get this princess back her gifts. So yeah, these are pretty much all the things that you can pick up in this RPG, one of the most famous RPGs in history, and along with the series and Nintendo, this actually released a multitude of games named after the one real character in the game, Link. He's pretty much a little elf man that runs around and collecting all these little trinkets and keys and opening treasures and whatnot. And yeah, and the end goal is to get this Triforce back to the princess and hook her up. So here we are. Let's get off to the races. Start button. There we go. Register my name. There we go. Alright, there we go. Now we're off to the races. So anyways, Link here has several options of going around and do I have any weapons or inventory or anything? Use B for this button. Okay. right, Sandra, take this alone. Okay. Which one? I think this is my B button. There we go. Oh, that's A button. All right. All right. There we go. Now let's give this a little go. It's been so many decades since I played this. There we go. All right. Got our first kill. Yay, I got a crystal. Oh. Okay, come on. How do I get this guy? Oh well, looks like I'm gonna die here. Yep. Anyway, so this yes. All right, I'm back, and thank God that music is turned off for now. I had no way of shutting down the sound to get to a point where I could talk to you guys. But yeah, this is. Let me close out my desktop here a little bit. This game was brought to us by Nintendo basically the following year in 1986. It is an extremely interesting game. It's an RPG that was rather strict in certain things that you could accomplish, and very limited in scope, as you could tell by the 8-bit graphics. And the boards that you would shift left, right, north, south, east, west, that type of thing, until you basically came to an end and you could go no further. And basically, I think there was a certain number of boards you had to just swing through back and forth and remember basically where you were during the whole time in the map. I don't recall having an in-game map per se that you could look at. So you constantly had to remember which board you were going to. I remember I had a quest. I had to go, 2 boards north, 13 boards east, and then follow that path to get back to where you were. Very difficult and time-consuming game, but I know that I spent many hours with my nephews playing it, and each of us wanted to take our turns and play our time on it to get as far as we could in the RPG, and with not dying, of course, like I did. But I haven't played this game in 1986, in 3 decades at least. Because I graduated high school in '88, and this was a couple years before I graduated high school that this came out that Christmas. And this was one of the very first games that we picked up that second Christmas. After Super Mario and the console itself released, of course. We were able to get this and expand upon it. And I think this is a super great game. It led to multiple series in the genre, as well as kind of kicking off Not the whole RPG scene, of course, because RPGs have been around as far as tabletop has been around, for D&D and things like that. That was the big thing in the 70s that we all did, but middle school and things like that. But as far as computer games go, this was one of the very first RPGs to ever come out where you could actually play like a modern JRPG game. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I had a really fun time with a blast from the past, bringing back Nintendo. Nintendo, for its time, was a great console. And like I said, this series spawned it seems like hundreds of Link, Hyrule, or Legend of Zelda games, or offshoots, or variants of it. Even today in modern times, I remember, I think one of my granddaughters was playing a version of it on Nintendo Switch. And I was like, holy cow, that's Link? He looks so much better in total 3D graphics than he did in 8 bits. Basically his hat was, 3 dots. And so although the graphics graphics for the time didn't look so great, it was awesome for its time. And of course, 3 decades later, the pixel graphics and mattes and 3D finishes and look of the environment and the world and the characters all are so much better. But that initial concept came from a game like this, and I think that's what you guys enjoy. So I hope you did enjoy this episode, and hopefully had a laugh at my dying so poorly and trying to figure out the buttons and stuff. So if you want to play this game, you can go out and download a emulator like what I'm using is currently FCEUX 2.3.0, and it's a Nintendo emulator. It'll play NES games, it'll play Super Nintendo games, and I hope you have fun playing these. So have a great time jumping back in the past with Legend of Zelda. And that's all for today from the Evil Clown. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel to help us grow. And like I said, comment, leave me remarks whether you like this episode of what we were playing, and a look at some of the games from the past and in the RPG genre. I hope you enjoyed it. See y'all later. Evil Clown is out of here.